Hey there, thanks for joining in on another real-time edit. I've got this lovely dark-eyed Junco here shot up at the some real high elevation, kind of alpine habitat up here in the Northeast, which was really fun this past season. So let's get started on this guy. I'm kind of digging the composition. It's not quite offset enough, so I think I'll just offset it a little bit more. There we go. I think that kind of does the trick. But I purposefully dipped into some foreground there. It was foggy, so we got to combat that a little bit. White balance looks a little bit too magenta, so I'll throw in some warmth and some green. We'll lift that exposure up a little bit, shadows up a little, drop those blacks like crazy to get some contrast back. And then what I'll do is I'll throw a radial dehaze on right on the bird there and see if we can just get a little bit more out of that so it kind of stands out. There we go, right? And then just a tad lighter. So now that helps kind of combat the fog that's on the bird there. Now that I look at it, it looks a little bit too warm, so I'll head back towards a cooler white balance a little bit. And then into Photoshop we go. So not a lot to do to this one. Surprisingly, right? Every once in a while I get a pretty clean image right out of the camera. It doesn't happen often, but there we go. I don't have anything. Well, of course I can find something to clone, right? Just this out of focus water drop just looks a little weird to me back there, so we'll just kind of ditch that. Love the in focus ones. Yeah, I think that's about it for cloning, so nice and easy there. I do want to go a little bit more green on these foreground out of focus kind of blurred areas there, so I'm just going to throw a little bit more green color in there. And I want to go a little bit more black on the Junco, but also kind of brighten him up a little bit there. So something like that should do the trick. See how it's going to kind of pop those white areas a little bit more. Can throw a little bit of that on the bill. But watch, it really maintains those black areas. And in fact, if you look right in here, watch this. Those black areas actually get darker while the entire, like the lighter gray areas get a little bit lighter. So that curve is really good for doing that. I think the last thing I'll do here is just pop this catch light. Woo. Yeah, that's something you got to watch, right? It's so easy to go way too much. Like that's probably already too much. Yeah. I mean, it was already a good catch light, so let me lower it. It's something I see quite often and I have to be aware of myself. I know it's all too easy to brighten catch lights in post, but sometimes they just look absurd to me where it's like glowing way too much. So just a subtle pop there is good. And then classically, right, I love the pink bill on these guys, so I'm going to exaggerate that a little bit. I'm going to add a little bit more pink to that color there to just kind of really make sure that stands out nicely. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful. All right, gosh, I think that's it. Yeah, just minor changes there. So let's close and save that. We'll get back to Lightroom to compare it. Just a real quick mention for anybody interested in learning exactly what I did on this one, which that was a fast edit, I think. About 3 minutes on that, so pretty straightforward. That's the key, right? You don't have to take. It doesn't have to take forever to edit these photos. I certainly will do some edits that take longer, but if I ever spend more than 15 minutes, that's a lot, so keep it simple, I think, is good. You don't have to go crazy with it. In any case, if you want to learn exactly how I'm doing what I'm doing, because I know I do it fast here, I just don't have the time to show in every one of these videos step-by-step instructions. I put these videos out for free in an attempt to show you what is possible and at least some thought process behind what I edit. And it's the type of thing where I'm going to edit these photos anyway, so it's easy enough for me to record it, and that's why I call it the real-time edit, right? It's just me doing this in real time, not slowing it down. But if you want me to slow it down and show you exactly what I do, this is the place to do it. Online workshops, the best thing you can do. Sign up for an online remote session. Just get in touch with me. We'll schedule a time, and I will show you step by step how I do what I do, answer any questions you have, and we can do it on your photos. And then one other thing I want to mention is I have 4 different shows out now. This Wildlife Photo Chat Raw and Photographer's Favorites weekly shows. This comes out on Thursdays. Photographer's Favorites out every Saturday. Wildlife Photo Chat has been running for a couple years now, I think, almost, and every other week on that one right now. And then of course the fun new wild conversation show, live show, me, Brad, Emily, Jamin, my really good friends, and we have one of those episodes coming up. And yeah, just check out those shows. Everything's free, tons of content for you. Please help me out, spread the word, share this out. And anyway, thanks again for watching. And let's get back to Lightroom and show you the total before and after on this. Again, nothing major change-wise here, but you know, you can see, obviously, hopefully, you can see the improvement there, both with color, contrast, and saturation. All right. Thanks so much for joining, everybody. I'll see you on the next one.